All right, man, peace. So, brothers, he's back. Who is the he that I'm talking about? I'm talking about none other than Mr. Jon Bones Jones, the recently suspended superstar of the UFC, who has now received his license to perform combat within the state of California. How long will he be able to keep his nose clean, both figuratively and literally? I guess we'll find out. They're going to talk about it, and I'm going to chime in.
Jon Jones is back after a suspension for a anabolic steroid thing. Jon Jones got his license back, and he's going to be fighting later this month. Welcome to TMZ Sports. Evan here with Van Lathan.
It's me.
Michael J. Babb. We broke the story last year that Jon Jones was...
You know, Jon Bones Jones is one of those people, and we oftentimes will see this in life. People who are excessively blessed also tend to be excessively cursed. And it's just a matter of how much fortitude you have within you to make sure that your blessings always gain more light than your curses do.
Jones was suspended after that Daniel Cormier fight after USADA drug testing found that he had tested positive for something called Turinabol, which is an anabolic steroid. Now, Jon Jones has insisted forever that he didn't intentionally take the steroid. He's not a cheater.
No, he did not intentionally get caught. That was the only unintentional thing that occurred. He did not intend to get caught taking steroids.
It must have been a contaminated supplement or something, somebody slipped something, whatever. He had all of the...
In other words, I'm blaming my trainer and my nutritionist.
All of these theories. We got a 15-month suspension, and even after the 15-month suspension, nothing was guaranteed. He had to go in front of the state athletic board.
Right, but we knew that he was going to get his license back. I mean, come on, we're talking about Jon Bones Jones. And all of these states are trying to make sure that they get their cut. Jon Bones Jones is like a stock that they want to make sure is able to bring back as many dividends as possible. That's all it's about. Right now, he's in his early to mid-30s. There's still some juice left in that orange, and they're going to squeeze it out.
People that thought it was over for Jon Jones.
Yeah, remember initially it was like a 4-year suspension, and then it was down to 15 months, and everybody was like, what's the future hold for Jon Jones? Is he going to fight again, or is he done forever and ever? Well, today, Jon went to the California State Athletic Commission with his attorney, and he stood in front of the board of the...
No disrespect to this brother, but that demon that he has on him for substance abuse, whether it be alcohol or drugs, you can tell he's still combating that. And I don't see him coming out from that life choice, that quote-unquote lifestyle, until he's hit rock bottom. And I don't think that he's hit rock bottom yet.
Board, and they were going to vote on whether or not they were going to give him his license.
That's why I make these videos, stay off the weed. Of course, certain cats will say, well, how could you compare weed to things like crack and cocaine and heroin? At the end of the day, we have to make sure that we're operating with 100% cognitive function, mental acuity, things of that nature. If you have to utilize a certain substance to feel better about yourself, at the end of the day, you have an issue psychologically and spiritually that you have to handle. I know that certain cats are going to get upset by that. I don't give a shit.
Back. And if he got it back, it essentially cleared the way for him to fight on December 29th against Alexander Gustafsson. So they sat in the hearing. Jones pled his case. They voted 6-0 to reinstate him. So Jon Jones is back. And after they voted, he told the commission, "You're not going to be sorry." Watch this.
6-0, sir. Mr. Jones is authorized to have a temporary license and to get off the suspension list.
How do? Aren't you happy, John? Yeehaw! I'll get your ass out there and wrestle so I can get my cut.
Thank you, guys.
Train hard.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Make sure you guys watch.
Make sure you guys watch, he told him.
Because he's
December
back.
29th. Jon Jones is 31 years old. He was facing up to 4 years initially, and people thought that he might be done forever. But now he's...
Right, but they were not going to ban Jon Jones for 4 years. I mean, give me a break. He's the most talented fighter in UFC history. Even if it took Dana White sending each one of those evaluators, those arbitrators, a little check, a little honey for their pots, they were going to give him a license.
Now he's back. He's one of the... A lot of people think he's the greatest MMA fighter of all time. This is a huge deal.
It's a gigantic deal. I don't understand how this happened. I mean, I really...
How could you not understand how this happened, Van Lathan? We all know that money talks. So, if it's difficult for us to grasp how Jon Jones could be licensed with a vote of 6-0, we already know what happened. All 6 of those arbitrators got their palms greased by Dana White, allegedly. Allegedly.
don't like
This wasn't his first failed test. That's why he was facing 4 years.
Part of it, the guy who's the head of the California State Athletic Commission, the executive director, actually appeared at this hearing and testified for Jon Jones. He believes Jon. He goes, look, if Jon was going to cheat, he wouldn't cheat on the one test he knew he was going to have coming. He believes.
Why would you believe that for? We're dealing with a drug addict, and that's not alleged. You can never ever put anything past a drug addict when it comes to substance abuse, especially if it's something that he believes will assist him in his performance within his field of endeavor, within his sport, where he wants to shine. Of course, Jon is stating that the amount of PEDs or the amount of steroids that were found in his bloodstream is like putting a drop of blood into a pool or something of that nature. It doesn't matter. All that means is that your nutritionist or your conditioning coach did a very poor job of masking that performance-enhancing agent that he was administering to you, Jon Jones. That's all that means to me.
Believes the contamination argument and actually argued that in front of the hearing, so I think that helped his case a lot.
I despise that argument I couldn't be that stupid to fail the test. It is what it is. I got a weird vibe, to be honest, watching that hearing, that it seems like they're all on Jon's side, like they're...
Yeah, because it was all for show. That was basically just a ritual, like a performance. They knew that they were going to grant him back his license. He has too much money to make for them. At the end of the day, they're not going to allow this gold nugget, this diamond in the rough, to just sit there by the wayside and just gather dust. Nowhere in the world.
Fans of his, it was a little strange, but hey, I'm excited to see him fight.
I'll be honest with you. In the overall scheme of things, I am happy to see Jon Jones back.
Me too.
I'm happy to see him back as well. Because at the end of the day, if he was not allowed to perform as the mixed martial arts superstar that he is, I guarantee you that he would have plunged into a greater depression than he's probably already dealing with right now, and he would have went back to those drugs.
But I would be a liar if I said anything different. Do I feel like any of this is fair? No. I mean, somebody could...
Right, but what is fairness really about, Van Lathan? In life, we get treated based off of what that other person who we're interacting with feels like we have to give them. If they find us good looking or intelligent or industrious in some way, of course they're going to give us more leeway than they would somebody who they don't believe that they have anything to gain from. That's just life.
Look, the books here. That's just how it is. But look, if we're gonna get more Jon Jones in the octagon, let's get it, baby.
So if Jon Jones beats Alexander Gustafsson in a rematch of their legendary fight from back in the day, what's next for Jon Jones? I mean, this adds a superstar back into the UFC mix. We
already know what's next for Jon Jones. They're going to try to build up a fight between himself and Cormier.
Actually talked to Dana White about this a couple of weeks ago, and he had a big fight in mind for Jon Jones. What's this?
I would obviously like to see Jones and Cormier fight again at heavyweight.
No shit, Dana White. But Daniel Cormier is already on record as stating that he does not want to rematch Jon Jones at heavyweight. Why is that? Because he's already gotten his ass zipped a couple times at light heavyweight against Jon Jones. And if he loses at heavyweight, it's going to be like, I can't beat this guy anywhere. And I don't blame Cormier. Because at the end of the day, if he were to fight Jon Jones at heavyweight, Jon Jones would have all the advantages. He's 6'5". So if he puts on more weight and Cormier puts on more weight, Cormier's like 5'11". So all Cormier is going to do is turn into a bigger butterball. Jon Jones would be more likely to be able to carry that weight at heavyweight. So if anything, if you're Cormier and his team, there's no way that you would want to tangle with Jon Jones at heavyweight. You can't even beat him at light heavyweight. So how could you beat him at heavy?
But, right now, Cormier's team wants him to retire now. Right. They want him to retire right.
He should retire right now. Retire while he's on top. Because they know, like I know, if he gets into that ring with Jon Jones again, he's going to get embarrassed. Because Jon Jones is one of those guys, he'll give it to you however you want it. If you want to get your ass whooped in the stand-up, he'll do that. If you want to get your ass whooped grappling, he'll do that. If you want to get your ass whooped on the ground, he'll do that. I mean, it is what it is.
Right now, I hope we can get 3 more fights out of him.
Yeah, so I mean, look, Dana would love to see a third installment of Jon Jones versus Daniel Cormier. I would love to see that too. But as Daniel Cormier said multiple times, he's going to retire soon. He only has a couple of fights left in March. It's over for Cormier. There's no way that they're going to be able to get that fight lined up before March, do you think?
And Cormier is very talented, but Jon Jones makes him look like nothing in there, and he knows it too.
Do you think?
Listen,
And what makes it even worse is that they both have a personal hatred for one another.
like I say, if Daniel Cormier doesn't fight Jon,
Yo, this dude Daniel Cormier looks like your uncle at the pool. He does not look like a world-class athlete at all. This shit is ridiculous.
Jones again, it's like he's gonna end up crying over spilled milk later on in this.
I think they took that photo the last time Jon Jones whooped his ass.
Yeah, there it is. There's a shot. There's a shot, and I guarantee you, when DC comes in here next, man, we'll have a podcast to do it. Be sick that day.
Let me tell you.
He should. He better if he's smart. Daniel Cormier whoop his ass.
Like every time DC comes in.
Let me tell you something. Whatever you say, I see somebody crying blood tears right there. DC,
Blood tears.
They have to do it again. Evan, do they not have to do it again?
To do it again.
Because he has to get over
And
this.
DC will win this time.
No, Cormier will never beat Jon Jones. And that's why he does not want to fight him.
Regret it for the rest of his days if he doesn't fight Jon Jones one more time.
Yeah.
Well, he'll probably regret it for the rest of his days because he'll always have to wonder, could I beat Jon Jones? And I guarantee you that if he did not give Jon Jones that rematch, Jon Jones is going to hold it over his head forever for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, boo-hoo.
But anyway, that's basically it on that. Congratulations to Jon Jones for having his license restored. Hopefully he will not backslide again. So peace.